top-of-the-line appliances ba ang hanap mo? Are you looking for the latest gadgets? Or maybe world-class furniture? Ano man ang hanap mo, mga pang-home man o office solutions, we've got you covered only here at First Mega Saver. Dito sa First Mega Saver, just tell us your budget so we can give you the best deals tailored to your needs. No worries na rin sa payment dahil First Mega Saver offers both cash and credit card installments. And with many branches across Luzon, tara na dito sa First Mega Saver. Hindi lang basta saver, dapat Mega Saver.
This is Holy Angel University, considered as one of the most beautiful campuses in the country. HAU offers accessible quality education that transforms students into persons of conscience, competence, and compassion. With its full range of academic programs and services, HAU has been producing achievers, leaders, trailblazers, and more for over 85 years. Holy Angel University, Laus Deo Semper.
In a fast-paced world where you can get left behind in just a blink of an eye, it's so tempting to just drop everything and stop. Here's for the ones who don't, the ones who keep going. We at Hino Motors Philippines have been with you every step of the way.
Romac Services and Trading Company Incorporated, a leader in the outsourcing service industry. From its humble beginnings, Romac was established in 1980. It provides services in Luzon and Visayas. Romac is proud of its 40 years of excellence and dependability. Service leader in manufacturing, building maintenance, warehouse and logistics, packaging, lawn maintenance, and back office support. Romac, a name you can trust.
Established in August 10, 1971, Royal Security Agency made itself into the largest private security agency in Central Luzon and outside Metro Manila. The secret is a proven management process which starts from a fastidious recruitment system, continuous training and personnel morale through attractive compensation and incentives. Its successful operations in 50 years is not a matter of claim, but official recognition through the number of times it has won Outstanding Security Agency in Region 3.
It's true that food makes the world go round, and that the way to someone's heart is through their stomach. Food is a love language, a powerful way of expressing affection for our nearest and dearest. Trying new recipes, looking forward to meals, and bonding through cooking and eating are some of the ways that have helped us through this ongoing pandemic. Never has food safety and food security been more important than it is at this moment of uncertainty. At Fresh Options Meat Shop, you can be assured the products are fresh, safe, and clean. Products that give you the much-needed peace of mind that you are getting the best possible quality. This is because Fresh Options Meat Shop is company-owned and company-operated. From manufacturing our own feeds, to raising our livestock, to slaughtering and transporting our products to our stores through an unbroken cold chain process. We are a vertically integrated company. And this is what sets us apart. With a workforce of over 2,300 employees, we continue to grow our footprint in Luzon with over 180 stores. Notice that our meats are chilled and never frozen to maintain quality. Our in-store chillers are upright and closed for better air circulation. We have even taken customer service a step further by delivering quality meats right to your doorstep. With the ongoing pandemic, we've also strengthened our online channels. On our website, freshoptions.ph, customers can place orders for almost all our products. Fresh chicken, locally raised pork, locally fattened Australian breed beef, and eggs, which also come from our own farms. We've also introduced our value-for-money ready-to-heat meals, which are made with fresh meats and can be prepared easily and conveniently. Orders placed online are delivered the next day through our touchless delivery system. We continue to expand through Fresh Options Marketplace, a one-stop shop offering condiments and vegetables grown in our own farms. Fresh Options Meat Shop is a testament to entrepreneurial resilience and reinvention. We survived the Pinatubo eruption and the Asian currency crisis during the 1990s. 2021 marks our 16th year, and we've never been stronger. With each new challenge, we learn, we grow, we move forward.
Top of the line appliances ba ang hanap mo? Are you looking for the latest gadgets or maybe world-class furniture? Ano man ang hanap mo, mga pang-home man o office solutions, we've got you covered only here at First Mega Saver. Dito sa First Mega Saver, just tell us your budget so we can give you the best deals tailored to your needs. No worries na rin sa payment dahil First Mega Saver offers both cash and credit card installments. And with many branches across Luzon, tara na dito sa First Mega Saver. Hindi lang basta saver, dapat Mega Saver.
Florida, ika'y very happy.
This is Holy Angel University, considered as one of the most beautiful campuses in the country. HAU offers accessible quality education that transforms students into persons of conscience, competence, and compassion. With its full range of academic programs and services, HAU has been producing achievers, leaders, trailblazers, and more for over 85 years. Holy Angel University, Laus Deo Semper.
In a fast-paced world where you can get left behind in just a blink of an eye, it's so tempting to just drop everything and stop. Here's for the ones who don't, the ones who keep going. We at Hino Motors Philippines have been with you every step of the way.
po?
Hello everyone, thank you for joining us today. Hello everyone, thank you for joining us today. This webinar on agribusiness promotions and opportunities is organized by the Agriculture Committee of the Pampanga Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated, or PamCham's, in cooperation with our corporate sponsor, Fresh Options Meat Shop.
It's true that food makes the world go round, and that the way to someone's heart is through their stomach. Food is a love language, a powerful way of expressing affection for our nearest and dearest. Trying new recipes, looking forward to meals, and bonding through cooking and eating are some of the ways that have helped us through this ongoing pandemic. Never has food safety and food security been more important than it is at this moment of uncertainty. At Fresh Options Meat Shop, you can be assured the products are fresh, safe, and clean. Products that give you the much-needed peace of mind that you are getting the best possible quality. This is because Fresh Options Meat Shop is company-owned and company-operated. From manufacturing our own feeds, to raising our livestock, to slaughtering and transporting our products to our stores through an unbroken cold chain process. We are a vertically integrated company. And this is what sets us apart. With a workforce of over 2,300 employees, we continue to grow our footprint in Luzon with over 180 stores. Notice that our meats are chilled and never frozen to maintain quality. Our in-store chillers are upright and closed for better air circulation. We have even taken customer service a step further by delivering quality meats right to your doorstep. With the ongoing pandemic, we've also strengthened our online channels. On our website, freshoptions.ph, customers can place orders for almost all our products. Fresh chicken, locally raised pork, locally fattened Australian breed beef, and eggs, which also come from our own farms. We've also introduced our value-for-money ready-to-heat meals, which are made with fresh meats and can be prepared easily and conveniently. Orders placed online are delivered the next day through our touchless delivery system. We continue to expand through Fresh Options Marketplace, a one-stop shop offering condiments and vegetables grown in our own farms. Fresh Options Meat Shop is a testament to entrepreneurial resilience and reinvention. We survived the Pinatubo eruption and the Asian currency crisis during the 1990s. 2021 marks our 16th year, and we've never been stronger. With each new challenge, we learn, we grow, we move forward.
May I request everyone to settle down as we are about to begin our program. We shall start our webinar with a prayer to be followed by the playing of the Philippine National Anthem and the Himno ng Kapampangan.
Our ever-loving Father, the core of every reason, the source of truth. You who made the earth and the heavens are the ultimate goal of every knowledge seekers, the infinite wisdom, the cause of all that is good. We are truly grateful for this opportunity to gather together as a community despite the challenges we face each day. Yet you remained and gave us strength to carry on the responsibilities of bearing intelligence and using them for better purposes. We now humbly ask you to join us in our endeavor to explore the wonders of life in the world for knowledge's sake, that in whatever we learn today, we become more grounded to you, who is truth, who is love. We pray that you bless our speakers, the fount of your infinite knowledge, that they can share something worthwhile despite the limited time we have. They can channel all they know and share to us the beauty and truth of living as your child. We pray that you guide our participants, the seekers of your boundless knowledge, that they may continue to persevere in the search and be deemed worthy to share what they learn from today's session. Sanctify us, O Lord, not because we are worthy of it, but because we believe in your love and mercy, that at the end of the day, we can take home something that's amazing and meaningful. This we ask and pray through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Mo'y buhay, lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong pugha, may dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal, ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim, lupa ng araw ng luwalhati pagsinta ko'y langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya ng pag may mga api ang mamatay lang dahil sa'yo.
Kapampangan mi sakwak, kinglegwan naning alaya, gabunding pantas at marangal, sibul ning lubut karinaning tepangan, batis ning katalaruan, at panamdam makabanen, ligaya mi inget payapa, king malugod mong kandungan. Kapampangan sa lening legwan, kapampangan sandalaning katimawan, kilubing pusumi, atin kang dambana, luit ka, palsintan ming kapampangan. Luit ka, palsintan ming kapampangan. Kapampangan sa lening legwan, kapampangan sandalaning katimawan, hilugding pusumi, atin kang dambana. Luit ka, palsintan ming kapampangan. Luit ka, palsintan ming kapampangan.
Hello everyone, my name is John Montances, your moderator today, and I welcome you all to our third episode of the webinar series on agribusiness, promotions, and opportunities. Thank you for sharing your valuable time to be with us today. Our webinar is organized by the Committee on Agriculture of the Pampanga Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated, in cooperation with our corporate sponsor, Fresh Options Meat Shop. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. May I request our participants to mute your microphones to reduce background noise, minimize distractions, and keep everyone focused. And if you have any questions, comments, and suggestions anytime during the webinar, please type them in the Q&A chat box, and we will try to read as many questions as time allows. At this point, may I call on the Director in charge of the Committee on Agriculture of PamCham's for the opening remarks. He is no less than Dr. Robert H. Law, who is also the CEO of RDF Feed, Livestock, and Foods Incorporated. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Dr. Robert H. Law.
I am pleased to welcome you all to our webinar on agribusiness promotion and opportunities. For the third episode of this webinar series, we focus on the Philippine dairy industry. We are very honored to have with us three resource persons who will talk about how their respective companies help promote the growth and development of our local dairy industry. Ms. Wilma De Rosario, a Senior Science Research Specialist from the Philippine Carabao Center in Nueva Ecija. Ms. Catherine Camarao, Senior Vice President and Head of North and Central Luzon Lending Group from the Development Bank of the Philippines. And last but not the least is Mr. Francisco Paco Magsaysay, founder and CEO of Carmen's Best Dairy Products. With continued support from the government, we see a brighter prospect for our dairy industry. We hope that at the end of this webinar, our participants will be encouraged to venture into dairy farming. Again, on behalf of the Committee on Agriculture, I would like to thank everyone for taking time out of your busy schedule to attend this webinar. Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat.
Thank you very much, Dr. Robert H. Lo. Well, in behalf of Ms. Wilma T. Del Rosario, Senior Science Specialist of the Philippine Carver Center, or PCC, we have Ms. Mina P. Abella, Head, Product Development and Innovation Section of the Philippine Carver Center.
On behalf of Wilma Del Rosario, this afternoon, allow me to share her presentation on this topic, Programa sa Pagkakalabawan. Okay, so Philippine Carabao Center is an attached agency of the Department of Agriculture. So we have 12 regional centers nationwide. We have 5 in Luzon, 3 in Mindanao, and 4 in the Visayas region. And the PCC national headquarters is located in Science City of Muñoz here in Nueva Ecija. Now, for PCC's vision, this is to promote profitable and sustainable Carabao-based enterprises designed to improve the income and nutrition of the rural farming communities. And for the mission, to improve the general well-being of the rural farming communities to ensure higher income and good nutrition for our clients. Now, in order to attain this vision, we have 3 programs: the Genetic Improvement Program, the Research for Development Program, and the Carabao-based Enterprise Development Program. Okay. Now, to promote the Carabao Development Program, we have this model which we call the National Impact Zone. Now, this model ay siyang nag-propel po sa aming program na kung saan po yung dating kalabaw na ginagamit lang pantrabaho sa bukid ay ngayon po ay naging diversified na. Na-increase na po yung kanyang productivity, yung kanyang profitability, dahil nagiging source na rin po siya ng gatas, ng karne, ng draft, ng hide. So for the National Impact Zone model, what PCC did is to put all the elements needed in establishing a viable, village-based, cooperative-led, Carabao-based enterprises. So nandiyan po yung mga imported na dairy buffaloes na pinahiram po doon sa aming mga dairy cooperatives and associations. And nag-establish din po ng mga village-based milk collection centers, processing plants, and providing mga livelihood opportunities sa ating mga dairy cooperatives. Okay. Now, yung National Impact Zone po ay dito na sa Nueva Ecija po na ilagay. So generally po, yung Nueva Ecija po ay presented as the National Dairy Business Hub for the Dairy Buffalo Enterprise Development sustained by the proliferation of village-based cooperative enterprises. So for the objectives, to introduce a model for smallhold Carabao-based dairy enterprise development through the creation of dairy production base of purebred dairy buffaloes and technologies managed by cooperatives as tool for their income generation and employment. Another objective is to improve the genetic potential of the existing native Carabaos through crossbreeding with a dairy breed for milk and meat, and to harness the capacities of cooperatives and their members as entrepreneurs using dairy buffaloes as the medium. Okay. Now, to be an effective dairy impact zone, dapat po nandito lahat yung mga para dun sa value chain from the production to marketing. So this is what PCC did on the production aspect po. The infusion of purebred dairy buffaloes as multiplier modules, cooperatives as the entry points, selection criteria for interested cooperatives, and thus upgrading of Carabaos through AI and bull loan. Sa processing aspect naman po, we provided the milk collection system, training them on the milk testing and quality control. Now, we have established a centralized milk processing and collection center for technology commercialization. And sa marketing, we have this Milka Creme and dairy boxes for the promotion and marketing, product distribution for wholesale and retailing of milk products. And also, we provided support services on aspects of production management and technical assistance, strengthening organizational management, capability building in all areas of the dairy value chain. In Nueva Ecija, as the National Impact Zone for Dairy Buffalo Development, we have 20 municipalities and cities engaged in dairying, and a total of 50 cooperative partners with 928 farmer trustees na binigyan po namin ng mga kalabaw, na 3,222 purebred buffaloes, and 25,000 crossbred native animals. And we have several partner institutions from government and non-government agencies. Thus, we are promoting Nueva Ecija as the dairy buffalo capital of the Philippines. Okay. Now, in the Philippine Carabao Center, we have this section or unit, we call it the National Impact Zone section, where we have the staff for monitoring 100% our animals and also our dairy farmers through actual field visitation and field work, and also providing them extension support and education training services to the farmers and to the cooperatives. Okay. Now, why are we doing this? No, the Carabao-based enterprise development program. So this is a complete value chain from the production to processing to marketing. Bottom line po nito, we want to provide livelihood opportunities for our dairy farmers, dairy cooperatives, for them to have sustainable income, no, and increased nutrition for their families. So, support millions of smallholder farming families to generate additional income. So our model is to have a household family size of 5 with an annual income of at least 60,000 pesos and with an average of 1.5 hectares of land. Okay. Now, if we look at the industry profile, no, wherein we have the supply versus the actual requirements, it's still unfortunate that in terms of milk and dairy products, our self-sufficiency is just 2% or even less, no? Yung pangangailangan po natin ay hindi kaya pang i-provide ng ating local dairy production, no? From the carabao, from the cow, and from the goat, no? So only 2% of the requirement. In Carabeef, we have 59.3% sufficiency. And for the draft, touch 77%. So doon lang po sa gatas tayo, hindi pa natin kaya na ibigay yung pangangailangan ng ating domestic requirements, kaya po mataas pa rin yung ating importation. Okay. Now, one of the important things that happened a year ago or 2 years ago is the implementation of Republic Act 11037. Now, ito pong batas na to ay ang tawag ay masustansyang pagkain para sa Batang Pilipino Act. Now, ito po yung hinahintay ng ating mga dairy cooperatives na magkaroon ng ready market yung kanilang pinoproduce na gatas ng kalabaw. Now, in this act po, it institutionalizes the National Feeding Program for the undernourished children to combat hunger and undernutrition among Filipino children. And this po ay from age 3 to 12. So ibig sabihin, kasama po yung mga bata ng daycare centers and yung mga bata po undernourished children from kinder to grade 6. So yung pong ating mga dairy cooperatives po ay naging supplier po ng gatas dito po sa programa na to na National Feeding Program na pinopondohan po ng DepEd at DSWD. The law was signed last June 2018 but implemented po 2019. No? So dito po sa batas na to, yung mga bata po ay binibigyan ng gatas, 200 ml po per sachet for a minimum of 120 days. So ito po ay talagang naging sure market for our locally produced milk ng ating mga dairy cooperatives. Now, yung pong 2019 budget po ng DepEd, a total of 1.923 million milk packs po ay nasupply sa 100,132 na pupils po ng DepEd. At sa DSWD naman po, 56,795 recipients ay napainom po ng gatas for the year 2020 with 681,540 packs. Now, for 2020 funds po ng DepEd, which is still ongoing, no? Yung pondo po nila ng 2020, ongoing pa rin ngayon 2021. Dito po sa Nueva Ecija ay merong recipients sa 223,853 undernourished children. So pinoprovide po yan ng gatas ng ating mga dairy cooperatives dito sa Nueva Ecija na meron po na mga pito na dairy cooperatives na nag-venture po sa processing. Samantalang sa DSWD naman po ay nakapag-serve po ng 2.044 million packs para sa 61,214 na undernourished children from DSWD. Okay. So what are the significant results and contributions of the National Impact Zone Development Model? So this is from 1999 to the present. Yan. So we have developed Carapreneurs in Nueva Ecija, Carabao entrepreneurs. So we have this dairy cooperatives, the Catalanacan primary multipurpose cooperative. So they are now managing and operating a dairy box, no, here in Nueva Ecija. Now another one is the Eastern Primary Multipurpose Cooperative in San Jose City, Nueva Ecija. They have this Cara Milk brand of dairy products. And another one is the NAFEDCO, the Nueva Ecija Federation of Dairy Carabao Cooperatives, wherein they also produce these dairy products with the brand name of Cremeria Ecijana. Okay, so some of the milk-based products that they produce are the different flavors of yogurt, pasteurized milk, flavored milk drinks like the chocolate drink, coffee, fruit flavored milk, Quezon Puti, our cottage cheese. Toned Carabao's milk, different flavors of milk-based rice cakes, different flavors of pastillas. We have this paneer, Gouda cheese, and this newly developed Milky Bano. This is a Nutriban in the 1970s, but we have made this more nutritious na dahil nilagyan po namin ng sangkap na gatas ng kalabaw. Now, we also have different flavors of ice cream. We have milk-based siomai, we have milk bars, milk pops, and yogurt. Yogurt is a blend, a yogurt made from blend of Carabao's milk and coconut milk. Okay. Now, in terms of contribution to food security and economic benefits, yung pong milk production in terms of kilograms as of May ay 11,176,732 kilograms with a peso value of 490.247 million. And in terms of calves produced, as of May, we have 9,920 heads of calves. And this is, in terms of peso value, is worth 169.55 million pesos. So a total of 659.797 million. Okay. Now, from the daily cash income po na nakukuha ng ating mga dairy farmers from the sales of the milk that they produce, they were able to send their children to school. They now have better health care. They now have acquired new household appliances, new motorcycles and vehicles. They have renovated houses. They have acquired new farm implements, improved animal pens in their farms, and improve their forage areas for their animals. And now they have this daily access to milk for the households, thus reducing malnutrition for the young members of their families. So with that efficient use also of farm residues, which are normally wasted. Okay. Now also for the socioeconomic benefit, for the jobs generation, we have 928 dairy farmers, 65 bull caretakers, 100 milk collectors and delivery men, 80 milk processors, 50 office workers and bookkeepers, and 20 AI technicians. And we have developed ancillary businesses such as silage producers, producers of vermicomposts, private milk processors, private milk distributors, delivery men for the school-based feeding program, supplier of raw materials for the school-based feeding program, and manufacturer of packaging materials. Now, for the convergence in the Nueva Ecija, now we have these partner agencies helping us for the Carabao Development Program. So we have the provincial government of Nueva Ecija, the Department of Trade, Department of Agrarian Reform, the SPED Council Nueva Ecija Chamber of Commerce, Department of Science and Technology, and local government units of Nueva Ecija. Lahat po kami ay nagtutulong-tulong para po mabigyan ng livelihood opportunities po itong ating mga dairy farmers, dairy cooperatives. Okay. Now, isa po sa na-institutionalize na programa dito sa Nueva Ecija ay yung tawag namin ay Gatas ng Kalabaw Festival. So as part of the OTOP or One Town, One Product of the Department of Trade and Industry. So nagkakaroon po ng yearly celebration of this Gatas ng Kalabaw Festival wherein po nagkakaroon po ng programa na para ma-orient po, ma-appreciate ng mga constituents po yung pong gatas ng kalabaw and some of the products that can be produced from the gatas ng kalabaw at ano pa yung mapagkakakitaan. So ito pong festival na ito ay umiikot sa mga different municipalities and cities na kung saan po ay ginawa nilang otop ang gatas ng kalabaw. Okay. Now, this dashboard was developed by PCC para po matulungan yung ating mga dairy farmers para ma-monitor po nila yung kanilang business performance. Kasi sabi nga po namin, yung kanilang dairying is a business. So, importante po na namomonitor nila kung sila ba ay kumikita or ano ba yung dapat nila gagawin pag medyo lumalaki yung expense kaysa sa kita. So ito po ay tinuruan ang ating mga dairy farmers para po mag-input ng kanilang data and immediately po nakikita nila yung kanilang performance on a monthly basis. So yan po ay PCC dashboard on the family business update made easy. Okay. So doon po sa nabanggit kanina na school-based feeding program ng DepEd, meron po na 7 na dairy cooperatives sa Nueva Ecija na naging supplier po ng milk sa feeding program. So ito po yung Katalanakan Primary Multipurpose Cooperative. This is in Muñoz, Nueva Ecija. Eastern Primary Multipurpose Cooperative in San Jose City, Nueva Ecija. Pulong Buli Multipurpose Cooperative. This is in Santo Domingo. Nueva Ecija Federation of Dairy Carabao Cooperatives in Talavera, Nueva Ecija. Brothers Keepers in San Jose City. Simula ng Panibagong Bukas PMPC, also in San Jose City. And Likaong Agricultural Cooperatives in Muñoz, Nueva Ecija. So ito po ang naging suppliers natin. So naging ready market po yung napoproduce nila na milk dahil dito sa National Feeding Program. Yung engagement po sa feeding program ay nag-start po year 2015. But only in 2019 na naging national po yung scope and naging yearly po yung programa at mas marami po na na-benefit na mga mag-aaral. Kahit po ito ay mga undernourished children lang, but considering for DepEd, this is from kinder up until grade 6, and for daycare po, children ages 3 to 5. Okay, so ito pong programa na Carabao Development Program. We want to make the lives of the dairy farmers better through dairy buffalo entrepreneurship. Okay. Now, kung dati-dati po ang Nueva Ecija ay non-dairy province, ngayon po ito na ay isang dairy community. So, pag sinabi po na gatas ng kalabaw, yung pong pinakamarami na volume ng gatas ng kalabaw ay nandito po sa Nueva Ecija. So this dairy buffalo development is positively contributing to changes in the agricultural landscape of Nueva Ecija. So buffalo production among smallhold farmers is effectively integrated with the rice-based and vegetable cropping system. Kaya po meron din kami ng mga rice buffalo system. Meron din po na nagkakalabaw sila, and at the same time meron din po silang tanim ng mga onion, may tanim po sila ng mga mais and other vegetable crops. So for the other business opportunities, okay. So we mentioned about this yogurt. This is a newly developed product of Philippine Carabao Center. So this yogurt is a yogurt made from a blend of Carabao's milk and coconut milk. So what is maganda po dito is yung pong ating mga magsasaka na meron mga tanim po na coconut, so yung coconut farmers, ay pwede po mag-benefit din dito dahil pwede din po nila maging livelihood opportunity yung paggawa po nitong yogurt. And ngayon po ang Philippine Carabao Center ay may partnership po sa Philippine Coconut Authority. So kaya po kami nag-develop ng mga produkto from blends of Carabao and coconut milk. So aside from yogurt, we also have this coconut Carabao milk beverage. We also have this queso cheese, no, from the blend, and ice cream, no, from the blend of these two products. Now, this Milky Bun, as I've mentioned kanina, is actually a Nutriban. Ito po yung ating Nutriban during the 1970s, but this time this is made more nutritious dahil meron po itong sangkap na gatas ng kalabaw. Now, when we develop this Milky Bun, ang aming pong aim dito ay mai-transfer din po yung technology sa aming mga dairy cooperatives and other interested na mga entrepreneurs. So, when we develop this, we consider po yung sa feeding program din po ng DepEd at DSWD. So, sabi nila, for you to be a nutritious food product, dapat yung iyong produkto ay makapag-provide ng at least 500 kilocalories of energy, no? So with that po, yung development namin ay naka-anchor on that requirement ng DepEd. Kaya naman po, when we developed this and presented to DepEd and DSWD, ay isinama po nila itong Milky Bun na isa sa mga nutritious food products na isusupply po sa mga undernourished children for their weekly cycle menu. So this will be an additional livelihood opportunity for our cooperatives and associations. Now, ito pong milk pops is, alam po, during the pandemic, no, marami pong gatas noon ang hindi nabebenta. And then during the peak of pandemic to so yung aming executive director before, we challenged us to produce product po, develop product na may longer shelf life and as much as possible, hindi na nangangailangan na refrigeration. So this is a variant of the usual pastillas, but we said we make it milk pops. So ito pong milk pops na to is an innovation of our regular pastillas. But this has a longer shelf life of about 3 to 4 weeks and stored at ambient temperature. So again, for this po, we want to promote this to the feeding program of DepEd. Parang sinasabi namin, yung isang pack nito ay para ka na rin nakainom ng isang baso na gatas ng kalabaw. So this is what we want to promote, no, to our partner agencies. So we call this milk pops, no, for the children. Now this Cardelli is Carabao and then Deli, no. So we are promoting Carabao as a good source of protein, no, and with less cholesterol and calories. And you know what is good with Carabao ay kumpara mo sa beef, no, mababa po talaga yung kanyang cholesterol. Now, if before po yung Carabao ay ang impression ay matigas, makunat, we want to change that impression dun sa Carabao because we want to promote this as a premium quality Carabao meat from expertly bred and raised young Carabaos. So dati-dati po kasi, kung natatandaan natin, meron tayong slaughter ban. So hindi po pwede magkatay ng kalabaw hanggang hindi na siya unproductive. dapat unproductive na siya bago kakatayin. So siyempre po, pag gano'n nakatanda, talagang matigas na yung karne. But now po, wala na yung ban na yun. So we want to promote this as a meat na comparable po doon sa quality din ng beef, no? Kung hindi man siya even more. So ito po, meron din po kami na-develop ng mga gourmet sausages. Meron din po kami na instant papaitan. We have this Carabao Tapa, Carabao Tocino, and we are promoting also choice cuts of Carabao meat, like choice cuts like brisket, yung riblet, porterhouse, tenderloin, sirloin, no? So ito po yung gusto din namin na ma-promote kasi we are certain na if these animals are slaughtered at a young age, yung kanya pong qualities, eating qualities and physico-chemical properties and sensory properties ay katulad na rin po ng sa beef. So that's Cardelli. Now, Buro Booster is one technology po na na-develop ng PCC. So this is actually an inoculant for silage production. You know po, silage is burong damo. Burong damo na ipinapakain po sa mga animals like kalabaw, baka, kambing. So dati-dati po pag nagawa ka ng burong damo, medyo matagal po yung fermentation nito. But now, with the incorporation of this Buro Booster, which is an inoculant, it makes the silage production cost-effective and high quality, no? Yung mga corn silage, sorghum, and other grasses. So another technology developed by PCC po. Now, ito naman pong isa ay we call this enhanced rice straw, no? Now, ito naman po ay kung pag nagpapakain po tayo sa mga animals na rice straw lang, so yung sustansya po na nabibigay nito ay hindi masyadong maganda. But then through enhancement of this rice straw with an optimized urea and molasses level, na-ensure po natin na yung pinapakain sa ating mga animals, sa ating mga kalabaw, ay masustansya po at nang sa gayon po ay magiging mas mataas yung production ng gatas na ipoproduce po ng ating mga hayop, alagang hayop. Okay. Now, black meat is actually a mineral block. So ito po yung dating urea molasses mineral block. So ito po ay ibinibigay as supplementary feed, no? Para siyang vitamins, parang supplements para sa ating mga kalabaw. So para din po siyang tao, no? Yung ating mga animals. So meron silang pagkain din, but then bibigyan din po ng supplement, no? With vitamins and minerals to enhance po yung milk production and the growth of the animals. That's black meat. So with that po, thank you for allowing us to present our program, our developed technologies, and our assistance po sa aming dairy cooperatives to provide livelihood opportunities for them. Maraming salamat po.
And we shall move on to our next speaker. On behalf of Ms. Catherine Camarao, who could not make it today, our second speaker is the Assistant Vice President and Head of San Fernando Lending Center of the Development Bank of the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Lisel Lapus.
Good afternoon. In behalf of SVP Catherine Camarao, the head of the DBP North and Central Luzon Lending Group, I will do the presentation. I am Lisel S. Lapus, the head of the San Fernando Lending Center. So thank you for the opportunity. I will be presenting the DBP Agribusiness Financing Programs. So DBP, or Development Bank of the Philippines, the country's premier development financial institution, which implements development programs. Which implements development programs and initiatives to spur the progress in vital sectors of the economy. About 35.5 billion in agricultural production loan was extended into 2018. And as of 2020, the bank has 32 lending centers, 141 branches, and 836 ATM machines. So at DBP, we have clustered our agricultural programs into 4 major programs. The first one, the Sustainable Agribusiness Financing Program, the Agroforestry Plantation Program, the ERCA RCEP, or for the Expanded Rice Credit Assistance, and the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund. We have the latest, which is the Swine R3, Swine Repopulation, Rehabilitation, and Recovery. It's a credit program for the swine. So to start off, under the Sustainable Agribusiness Financing Program, this is where the SAFP Dairy comes in. This is the Sustainable Agribusiness Financing Program is a credit assistance program for agribusiness projects engaged in the production, harvesting, processing, and marketing of crops, poultry, livestock, and fishery. So under the program, encompassing all whatever na pwede po nating maisip sa under the agri, livestock, and poultry, the aquaculture and fisheries operations, the fruits and vegetables, and high-value commercial crops production. We have the post-harvest operations or food processing, farm integration and diversification, plantation projects, agri, trading, manufacturing, distribution of farm machinery and equipment and supplies, and acquisition and development of land as project site. Who are the eligible borrowers under the SAFP program? We have everybody, business entities registered with SEC, DTI, DOLE, and CDA. Also, we have the LGUs. Under the eligible purpose, we have the agri-related project development, the expansion, acquisition, assets, capital expenditures, working capital, then including the permanent working capital and agri-related import and export financing needs. For the loanable amount, for regular loans, the maximum loanable loan is up to 90% of the total project cost. For this particular one, the total project cost, kasama po dyan yung land, so that can be part of the total project cost. And then for plantation projects, for the livestock and poultry projects that have contracts agreements with integrators, up to 80% of the total project cost. For LGUs, actually updated na po natin ito, it should be 100% of the total project cost. For LGUs, we have this facility na 100% of the order winning bid price, we finance it, everything. For credit line, loan amount shall be based on the minimum cash revolving requirement. And then the tenors can be into term loan or credit line. For the term loans, it will be based on the project cycle and projected cash flow, but not to exceed 15 years. For high gestating projects, we also include grace period. So we understand that there's something to be constructed. So we include a moratorium on principal repayments. We call it grace period. Also, we have the credit line. This one is a yearly line that is based on requirement, based on cash conversion cycle. So, but not more than a year. In relation to the Carabao discussion kanina, we also have under the SAFP, we call it SAFP Dairy. This one, this is in partnership with the National Dairy Authority. Although this one po is the among the agribusiness programs of the DBP, ito po yung pinaka-oldest since 2015. So Right now, as of we speak, yung MOA between National Dairy Authority and DBP, it is being under discussion. So, i-update pa po ito, pero just a glimpse of what it is. So basically, the eligible borrowers under the program can be wholesale or retail. For the wholesale, these are the banks and the non-banks, and the retails, any type of registered dairy business entities, including LGUs and GOCCs are qualified to borrow. For the loan amount, it should be 80% of the total project cost. Again, everything about the project completion po kasi yung ating basis. So, including the land and other equity that can form part of the project, the completion of the project. For domestic packing credit, it's up to 80% value of the PO. And then for the minimum equity requirement, we have 20% of the total project cost because 80% can be borrowed. And normally, the 20%, ito yung land, ito yung other site development, other projects na embedded na po dun sa property or the site. For the domestic packing credit, a minimum of 20% of value of the PO or LC. Our eligible projects under the SAFP Dairy, the stock acquisition, breeding, growing, rearing, building and improvements, construction po ito, milking, processing, machinery, everything, even including PO financing, including loan refinancing, if may borrowing po siya sa ibang bank that we can do the refinance it, and other dairy-related enterprises. For the grace period or moratorium on principal, it is maximum of 2 years. And then the mode of payment can be marked monthly, quarterly, semi-annual amortizations depending on cash flow of the project. And again, interest rate is on prevailing market rate at the time of availment. Facilities can be term loan, credit, line, or LC or PO. For the repayment under the term loan, shall be based on project cycle, pero it should not exceed 10 years, inclusive of the grace period. The manner of release should be on a progress billing, balloon payment, or equal or progress payment, or staggered or equal amortization that may be allowed. For the credit line, it shall be based on the approved tenor. Of course, it should be based on the revolving line cash conversion cycle, but not more than 360 days. Again, for the domestic packing credit, it shall not exceed the expiry date of the PO. For the collateral and security arrangements, the loan, any or combination of the following. Again, it is ano po kasi, it will be packaged based on the peculiarity of the project, the type of business that we are in. So any or combination of the following. Normally, the real estate mortgage, the chattel mortgage on the machinery and equipment to be acquired, the assignment of insurance of the property to be financed, and then if it is guaranteed by a guaranteed third-party company, the assignment of the PO or the LC, and then the contract receivables if it is on a integrator contract growing arrangement, the GSS or co-makership among the key officers, stockholders of the company. Hold out on deposit, meaning you have your deposit with us in any of our DBP branch, and then a portion of that is being held, that is with the intention that it can be a security should amortization come, we can do some debiting arrangement with prior agreement with you. For LGUs, of course, the ERA assignment. For the fees and other charges, there are fees that will be collected. Again, these are subject to negotiations. We have another program, which is the agroforestry plantation program. This is the it is a credit assistance program for the development, expansion, harvesting, processing, maintenance, and protection of industrial forest-based plantations. I'm not sure if meron po dito sa Pampanga. For the coverage, we have the plantation development, expansion, maintenance and protection, acquisition and pre-harvest of and post-harvest equipment, harvesting of mature species, and establishment of facilities, development of project site as ecotourism destination. For the eligible borrowers, may limiting factor lang po tayo. Any organization, PO Federation or People's Organization, plantation operators, with at least 5 to 40,000 hectares of open area. So yun po yung ating eligible borrowers under the program. And then we also have eligible species. We also have our maximum loanable amount, which is 80% of the total project cost. For LGU, we do 100%. Let me just correct that. 100% of the project we can do financing. And then for the tenor, it can be based on projected cash flow, but shall not exceed 15 years, inclusive of the grace period. For the line, not more than 360 days. Interest rate is prevailing market rate at the time of availment. Another program of DBP po is the expanded Rice Credit Assistance under the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund, or the ERCA RCEF. We call it ERCA RCEF. It is a credit facility created pursuant to the RA 11203, or the Rice Tarification Law of 2019, which aims to help increase the productivity of rice farmers and their cooperatives and associations. So who are the eligible borrowers? Ito po ay mga individual farmers who are listed in the RBSA. They call it RBSA by the DA, Registry System for Basic Sectors in Agriculture. DA accredited cooperatives with rice farmers as members. We have kasi po cooperatives that are not who do not have rice farmers as members. So eligible loan farm purpose for the individual farmers and member borrowers, the purchase of inputs, acquisition of farm equipment for production and post-production, including mechanical dryers. For the cooperatives, the purchase of farm inputs, working capital, acquisition of equipment, establishment of facilities, post-harvest, pre-processing, trading. And then we also give as a purpose, relending to small rice farmers listed naman in the RBSA for palay production. So and then rediscounting of existing loans of small rice farmers. And then for wholesale, purchase of farm inputs, purchase of farm equipment, and for production and post-production processing. The loanable amount for individual farmers is up to 90% of the total project cost. For cooperatives, it's for relending and financing up to 90% of the total project cost. For rediscounting, up to 90% of the face value of the sub-PN. For direct lending, under the ERCA RCEP, it's 2% per annum. Ito po kasing fund na ito ay galing sa out of the collection dun sa rice effect ng rice tarification. And then for 6 years, 1 billion every year will be contributed to the fund. This was started in 2019 for 1 billion, 500 million went to DBP, and 500 million went to Land Bank. As pilot, the province of Nueva Ecija and the province of Isabela, being the rice granaries, sila po yung naumpisahan. Although they are cooperatives, LGU initiated cooperatives, pero with backed up by the LGU, province of Nueva Ecija. So a big chunk of the funds from DBP went there. Hak sila ni Land Bank. And then for kaya po mapapansin nyo, why 2% and why 0%? 0% per annum. For wholesale, provided that the effective pass-on rate to end borrowers shall not be more than 6% per annum. So they will get it to DBP, from DBP at 0%, provided they can pass it on, they will relent it not higher than 6% per annum sa kanilang end farmer borrower member. For the tenor, it shall be based on the project cycle, if it is a term loan, but not to exceed 10 years. And then for the credit line, 2-year line available via 180 days promissory note. And then for relending discounting based on the maturity of the sub-borrower's PNs. The last program we have is the Swine Repopulation Rehabilitation and Recovery, or Swine R3. Swine R3 credit program. This is new. It's just in the newspaper 2 days ago, 3 days ago, as mentioned by our president. It is a credit window to support the national government's efforts in the recovery and repopulation of the local swine industry through financing of biosecured farm projects. Ito po kasi yung background niya. The NGA, the national government, through the Department of Agriculture, launched INSPIRE to ensure continuous supply and availability of swine and pork products to stabilize pork prices in the country. So, the DAC inspired the Swine R3 program, private institutions in the establishment of biosecured farm projects. So we have the regular developmental loans. Our eligible borrowers are the duly registered private enterprises. Also, we also lend to local government units that are into swine. Our loan purpose, there can never be any other purpose except biosecured swine farm projects, including farm machineries and equipment. So all about this. For the eligibility criteria, for us to be categorized as commercial swine breeder and win to finish farm projects with no lease agreement or contract with DBP partner integrator, the asset size should be at least 100 million of the borrower. And then other eligible swine farm projects, at least 20 million. Then the critical, of course, are the eligibility criteria. No adverse findings on the organization and its principals. At least profitable operations in the last 3 years. Classified as level 1 biosecured swine farm. Dito po kasi medyo may requirement and has undergone training on security, on biosecurity management. So dito po kasi under the INSPIRE program, meron pa po kasi silang additional requirement. Later I will discuss. So for LGUs, ang applicable lang po ay items 4 and 5. Now, for the swine breeder farm, ito po yung may swine contract breeding farm projects with DBP partner integrator, or o kaya swine breeder farm with lease contract agreement with DBP. So, and then third, yung swine commercial, walang integrator, solo niya. And then for the swine, it's the same. And then yung consolidated combination of both projects. For the loan amount po, for the corporations and cooperatives, up to 70% of the total project cost. For the local government units, we finance up to 100% of the total project cost. Again, there's no credit line available for this, only term loan, maximum of 10 years with maximum of 2 years grace period on principal repayment, and interest rate is based on prevailing market rate. Security can be a combination or any of the following: real estate mortgage, the chattel mortgage, the insurance of the asset to be financed, kung covered siya ng guarantee, the suretyship or co-makership of the corporation of the key officers, holdout on deposit, assignment of receivables if under contract agreement, and then any other security arrangement. This is finifit po ito kung ano yung peculiarity ng project and the borrower. So, and then the mode of release, staggered releases based on project schedule. If it is a reimbursement, it can be on a lump sum. And also if it is on a refinancing takeout, it can be lump sum. Again, reimbursement of the asset to be financed if is limited to expenses that are less than 1 year old. We have the national government funded programs po of the swine R3 also. Ito po yung may 500 million coming from the ACPC. So ito naman is primarily to help the small. Kaya the eligible borrowers are small business enterprises, including startup, commercial hog raisers duly registered with SEC, DTI, DOL, or CDA. With the same purpose, ito po yung eligibility criteria niya with approved swine grow-out contract with the DBP accredited integrator. No adverse findings, must exhibit profitable operations and sound financial condition. The eligible project is to finance the establishment of biosecured swine contract grow-out project with an integrator. So we finance up to 90% of the total project cost with minimum loanable amount of 5M, but not to exceed 15 million. Interest rate is based on prevailing market rate. So for this credit facility, it's a term loan. Maximum of 8 years with maximum grace period of 2 years. Combination of any of the following security collateral. So dito po hindi na nakalagay yung real estate mortgage, so medyo mas maluwag na po yung requirement dito. So and then assignment of inventory and 100% receivables arising from the contract. So then the suretyship, depending if it is a single proprietorship, this is not applicable. Hold out on deposit and then other security arrangements. Mode of release can be on a staggered or lump sum. May penalty lang po ito kasi it's a requirement by the ACPC. And then other fees should be for the account of the borrower. So for the checklist of the minimum minimum requirements, just gave us this. These are the minimum. Letter of intent, the BP application forms, which we can email, the business registration documents, everything, GIS, SEC papers, DTI papers, the financial documents, ITRs, audited financial statements, the project brief, which is the most critical of all, the feasibility studies, and then other documents that may be necessary to loan evaluation and on the per program basis. So with that, in behalf of DBP, thank you po.
Thank you very much, Lisel. Our third speaker only discovered his passion for ice cream making having been immersed in the corporate world for almost 2 decades as a Chief Executive Officer and President of Asian Vision Cable Holdings Incorporated. He graduated from the University of St. Thomas in Houston, Texas with a bachelor's degree in marketing and earned a master in entrepreneurship degree from the Asian Institute of Management. He is the recipient of the Keenie Beanie Award in 2013 while attending the ice cream short course at Pennsylvania State University's College of Agricultural Science. Ladies and gentlemen, the brainchild behind the much raved about Carmen's Best Ice Cream. Let's all welcome Mr. Francisco Paco Magsaysay.
Okay, next please. So I was asked to talk about our journey with Carmen's Best Ice Cream. And the first question normally people ask me is, who is Carmen? Next, please. So Carmen is my only daughter. She's the youngest of three children, and she's the inspiration to the company. She's the inspiration to growing the business and keeping it running. We started the business in 2009, the ice cream business, and we incorporated a company called Carmen's Best Dairy Products, because when we incorporated our company, we did not know we were going to do ice cream. We just knew that we had access to our family dairy farm, which I'll talk about later. So in the picture, you see my daughter there with my father. My father is former Senator Ramon Magsaysay Jr. My two boys, Jaime and Mikey. Next, please. So we named the company Carmen's Best. So after my daughter. Next, please. So I have pictures of my two boys here because we've come out with another line of ice cream called J&M, or the initials of my two sons, Jaime and Mikey. Next, please. So J&M is our alcohol-infused ice cream. We came up with this ice cream about last year, and during the lockdown actually, and it's manufactured and processed in a different plant from Carmen's Best, because J&M has alcohol and Carmen's Best is a halal product. We had to get halal certification because we do a lot of business with hotels and airlines, and because we're doing business with a lot of airlines, we are required to be a halal certified ice cream manufacturer. Next, please. Recently, we came up with a new line of ice cream called Arctic. And Arctic is made similar to mass-produced ice cream such as Selecta, Magnolia, Arce. But we made sure to make it taste better. Now, we developed this specifically for the food service industry, because a lot of the food service accounts that I would approach, found Carmen's Best too expensive in terms of food cost. So I decided to get our team together and come up with an ice cream line that was really fit for food service, the food service sector. And Arctic is our line of ice cream for that. Next, please. But as I said earlier, one back, my father started a dairy farm with the NDA, the National Dairy Authority, which is under the Department of Agriculture. He and his friends brought in 100 pregnant heifers from New Zealand through the NDA. This was in about 2007, 2008. And working with the NDA, I remember Miss Grace was the head of the NDA at that time. I forget her last name, but they worked with them to bring it in, and I was busy with our family business, which was broadband cable or internet TV, cable TV. So I was not really part of the dairy farm. When a few years after, my father asked me to help sell the milk. That's when I started getting involved with the dairy business. Next, please. This is a picture of our ice cream company staff. So this was, I think, just this 2 years ago, before COVID. So 2019 Christmas party. We have about 40 people in our team. And majority are production people. Next, please. But I have to stress about the team. Now, what is a team? A team is a group of people that complement each other. Diba? So I have my strength. Other people in our team have their own strengths, whether it's production, it's Q&A, or it's finance. The team that you see here, in terms of ice cream experience or ice cream management experience, is over 100 years. Carmen's Best started selling in 2011. So this past February 2011 was our 10th anniversary. But the management team I formed has over 100 years of experience. Now, why is that important? Why do I talk about it? Because when I talk about we need a box supplier, these guys know who to talk to. We need a flavor supplier. They know who to talk to. We need to export ice cream to Singapore. They know the process. Who do we talk to in the US? They know who to talk to. So one thing about getting people who are already in industry is they know the ins and outs of who to deal with and who not to deal with. Now, being the captain of the ship or being the head of the organization, of course, I don't naman do everything that they say, because then we'll be just like another, one of the other ice cream companies that's present. No? I mean, I think the reason we're able to differentiate ourselves is because the quality we have in Carmen's Best and the way we run our business is a little bit different from how other big companies run their business. Next, please. So this is the shop of our distributor in Singapore. It's in Capitol Piazza, which is across Raffles City. And they opened their shop in December of 2019, December of 2019. So they've been open now for a year and a half. And, it's quite tough doing business now, especially, if you're mall-based. And this is in a mall. So, it's very challenging right now. The times are very different from anything we've all experienced before. So business is quite difficult. So they're chugging along anyway in Singapore. Next, please. So one thing that I always talk about whenever I do talks with groups and different organizations is when you're starting your business and you don't have a lot of capital to hire people. I remember the first time we hired a full-time employee was 3 or 4 years after starting the business. So if we started in 2011, our first full-time hire was in 2014, So that 3 years, it was really me doing it. My driver was doing sideline. My cusinera in the house was helping me make the ice cream in the house. You start a small business and, you really start and do everything on your own. You're a jack of all trades. You have to know that you're going to put in a lot of hours, do all different kinds of work, whether it's delivering, it's selling, it's maintaining accounts, it's collections, it's production, it's looking for flavors, looking for ingredients. I was doing it all because I didn't have a full-time employee with me. So, that time from 2011 to 2014, nobody was asking me to talk. Nobody was asking me to share anything because, I had to prove myself. I had to grow the business from scratch. We started from zero. So, when you're a startup, just remember that you'll be working a lot of hours. And the more that you do it on your own, the more of your character will be in your company. Diba? It's like when you raise a child. As much as possible, you want to be involved raising your child because you want the child to be like you, not to be like the yaya. Not that there's anything bad with that, but I would rather have my children be, a shadow of me or, an image of me than the image of the yaya. Okay. So this is just an example. So next, please. Second thing I want to talk about was when I got into starting Carmen's Best and, it was starting to grow. I didn't have a plan B. Now, why did I not have a plan B? Everybody always says, what's your plan B? What is your plan B? Well, if I had a plan B, there would be no Carmen's Best now. I mean, that's how difficult a journey it is to start a business from scratch. So if you say that, I don't care what's going to happen, I'm going to work this thing until it succeeds. I'm going to put everything I have in it and it's going to succeed. And, the brand was so closely associated to me And it had the name of my daughter, Carmen, So I couldn't let it fail because parang mawawalan ako ng muka, di ba? Parang nakakahiya naman that, the business was so closely associated to me. It's named after my daughter, and then it's going to fail, di ba? So I really worked 6, 7 days a week. I was putting in 14 to 16 hours a day. There were no vacations. There were no Sunday lunches with the family. It was just a lot of hard work, a lot of hard work. So you have to understand when you start a business on your own, and you want it to succeed and you want it to grow, you will put in a lot of hours. So you have to understand that, right? So next, please. So in this slide, it says, don't always do what's expected, but do what's necessary. So many people, they get into business, and the first thing they do is they sell to the mass market. Why do they sell to the mass market? It's because it's the biggest market. It's the easiest market to sell to. But the way I saw it was, I don't want to sell to the mass market because there are already huge ice cream companies, multi-billion peso ice cream companies already catering to the mass market. So who are these companies? These are Nestle, Magnolia, Selecta, diba? So these huge companies that were already pretty much saturated the mass market, I said, I'm not going to enter that market. I'm going to cater to the AB market. And nobody was selling to AB market. So in the AB market, I was the only one in that category. Nobody was selling to the AB market back in 2011, 2012, 2013. So when I got in there, I got into that space of selling to the AB market. All I knew is I had to make the product the best way I could make it. We were serving a very finicky or very choosy market, very demanding market. So we did not cut corners. We never did. We don't cut corners. We get the best ingredients. We make the ice cream the best way we can make it. And this is why we're able to compete in Singapore, where all the big ice cream companies are. Because based on taste, our ice cream almost always wins a blind taste test. So, this is why, we're confident to go to other countries and compete with the big companies, because quality-wise, we're second to none. Okay. So, don't always do what's expected, but do what's necessary. Do what you feel will make you succeed. Okay. Next, please. I was working for our family business from the age of, I think, 25 up to 42. So over 20 years, I was working the family business. It was a comfortable life. You go to work, you come home, you run the business. It's a business my father started, cable TV. Actually, we were partners with Sina Alan Dungao in satellite cable. We were one of the first owners of satellite cable with Alan Dungao back in the 90s, in the early 90s. So I would, go to Pampanga every once in a while to attend board meetings for the family. But, I felt like there was something missing in my life. And, a lot of people are afraid of the unknown. They're afraid to go to very different places. They're afraid to eat different types of food. They're shy to talk to maybe different people of other nationalities, And the unknown is always a place that many people don't want to explore or go into. And had I had that mindset that I did not want to go to the unknown, there would be no Carmen's Best right now. There would be no Carmen's Best today. Now, why do I say that? Because my life was going fine. My kids' tuition was being paid. My life was okay. I wasn't going hungry, but I wanted something different. I wanted a change of pace. So at the age of 42, I was 42 years old. I went from running our family business, which was cable TV, internet, into food manufacturing or ice cream making. Can you imagine how different that is? You go from the comfort of working in your family business and just getting your salary, every month, and then doing something that's so different which is food manufacturing, ice cream manufacturing, and doing something that's so different, and none of my family knew that business. So I had to get the people to help me run the business. So it took me about maybe 5 or 7 years to get the right people to help me run it, because the first few years we didn't have enough money to hire anyone. I mean, I didn't even get a salary the first 3 years, so I was still living off the salary of the other company. But yeah, so it's really important that you are open to to even exploring a little bit of the unknown, because if you're just constantly staying in your comfort zone, you're constantly staying in what is comfortable, what is safe, what is secure, then you will never reach out to find out you know how far you can go, what you can do and what you can explore. Next, please. Okay, now why I say don't be greedy? It's because when I got into the food business, everybody was saying your your food cost should be about 20 to 30% of the price you're selling your product. Well, if that was going to be my food cost, my ice cream was going to cost so much money, because I knew that in order to create a niche, or to create some sort of, to rock the boat or create a wave, I needed to come up with an exceptional ice cream, an ice cream that not many people have tried before. So it was so high quality that our ingredients and our process was very expensive. So I went to market with it. I went to market with a small margin, um, and we're still alive. We've just celebrated our 10th anniversary. So I went to market with a very small profit margin, but yet we were able to survive 10 years. Why? Because we make the product so good that people tell others about it. Like, say somebody tries it, they end up telling their friends or family about it. So we don't spend for advertising, but it's the people who try our ice cream that tell other people about it. So that's our advertising. So, even though the standard is 20 to 30% food cost, we were able to launch a product that was, had a lot smaller profit margin, and we were able to make it work out. So don't be greedy. Next. So don't forget to help others. From day one, we were already donating to the PGH Medical Foundation. And about 3, 4 years ago, we started helping the Good Shepherd Foundation in Baguio. And, we donate all our egg whites to them, which they use to make cookies. And then we have 10 scholars. The first 2 years, we had 10 scholars. And then when the pandemic hit, we went down to 6. Business was so difficult. But we do our share in helping people out. And I think more than anything, it's not really to tell our customers about it, but it's to show our people in Carmen's Best, that this is how our company works, that we will help you out should you need help. We help people out as much as we can, but not really as a way to sell product or sell ice cream. No. So when we help, we do it from the heart, and we don't even put it in our website. We don't talk about it so much, but the people in our company know about it. And for me, that's most important, because the people in the organization know that they're in a company that will help them out when, if push comes to shove, will help them out. So, the company can only grow as much as the support you get from your team. I'm a big believer of teamwork. I used to play a lot of basketball when I was younger, and I always felt that you can only go so far as your team. You could be the highest scorer in the league, but if your team is always losing, what's the point, right? For me, I want the team to win. I want our team to succeed. I want our team to win. So I will help out my team members succeed the same way they will help me succeed. So it's more of a give and take thing than being, ako lang kukuha ng bonus and, and whatnot. No? So for me, I'd rather have the team win and everybody's happy. Next, please. So this is now our growing family. We started with Carmen's Best in 2011, and in the last year and a half or so, we've launched J&M and Arctic ice cream. So now, before we were just catering to an AB market, but now we have a bigger market to cater to. We're catering now to, a value price ice cream market, but primarily to food service. No, so hopefully, I have a guy that's actually based in Pampanga. His name is Ron Timbol. We have a good number of accounts in San Fernando and in Angeles. We have a lot of resellers there, and hopefully that we can reach out to you, and we hope to have the honor of working with you guys, because we're also very picky who we work with. No, we don't work with everybody who reaches out to us. We just work with people who who work well with us, and we support them as much as we can. Next, please. In the last few months, business has gone down for our clients. Like I was mentioning earlier, we serve a lot of airlines, and I think we all know what happened to the airline industry the last year and a half. We had a lot of restaurant, coffee shop, resorts, and hotel clients, which they've really been having a difficult time the past year and a half. So we had to find a way to get our product directly to the people who wanted to eat our ice cream. So we launched our carmensbest.com e-commerce website just a couple of months ago. And we primarily deliver in Metro Manila. But, if there's a lot of requests in Pampanga, we, with my guy, Ron Timbol, based in San Fernando, we will be open to doing a delivery service in Pampanga. So I hope you guys get to visit our website, Carmen's Best, and give me feedback. Let me know what you think of it.